Yes, Elaine, the key reason is that there is now no on-purpose supply of benzene really in the world. So crackers obviously run to produce ethylene, they don't run to produce benzene. Refineries run to produce gasoline, they don't run to produce benzene. MSTDP, disproportionation, used to run primarily to produce benzene, but now runs to produce paraxylene for the polyester business. And hydrodealkylation, HDA, which used to be the balancing force, about 20% of demand, that is now, those discretionary volumes have disappeared. Therefore, benzene takes the rap, as it were. If demand is strong, supply doesn't necessarily adjust, and the other way around, which is why instead of looking at spreads over naphtha of somewhere around $80 to $200, we're now looking at a history in the last couple of years of minus 100 up to 400. So it's just getting more and more volatile, but really because there is no dedicated supply. My argument is that they have to think a bit out of the box. That benzene's been around for over 50 years now as a product from oil, and obviously for another 50 years before that as a product from coal. And we're at one of those moments where we need to think about how do we generate more supplies of benzene if we're a customer, because the styrene business in particular, which is the largest user, over 50% of benzene, is clearly suffering. If you look at cash margins for the ethyl benzene based styrene producer, they're negative all this year. This is a bad place to be if you're a customer, and you're seeing companies like Dow and BASF, very big players, reacting by setting up separate businesses, Styron, independent businesses such as Styrolution. So there is an opportunity here for some new thinking, and that's what I think we really need to get into. The absolutely critical one is the opportunity that's emerging in the refining business. I think there's a good chance we could get back to a world of pre-1970 where gasoline is not the main driver specifically for the European refineries. It is in fact diesel, which is exactly where we were in the 1960s to the mid-1970s. And as a result, this is because many more cars have moved over to diesel from gasoline, and also the States is now in surplus in gasoline, so therefore there's no way that we can move gasoline over to the States. So refineries are adjusting. As such, they now have spare light end, product that would otherwise have gone into gasoline, which could become benzene feedstock. Things like toluene and xylene could be extracted from refineries, put through an HDA unit or a TDP unit, and turned into benzene. Now that's a bold step, it requires probably some capital, it's thinking outside of the box, as I say, but if we really want benzene to have a prosperous future for the next 50 years, I think that's the kind of innovative idea that consumers need to think about as they put their new business models together. And I think that's also true for the other more secure consumers such as polycarbonate and others. Yes, of course they've got fantastic prospects as well, but in the end, wouldn't they be better off if they had lower priced and less volatile feedstock as well? That's the opportunity.